So, hello again, Darby, Helen. Again, we're just having fun with yoga. Helen's just having a blast. She's just going, wow, again, it's so good. So let's show you what we just worked on. We were working on Marichyasana D. And so she's just going to go into it, and then I'll explain what we just taught her. So, Sapta, and now Ashtanga movement into the posture. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed what we did, but what we're working on, and she can still improve a little bit with her. It's very new for her. I just showed her this movement, but instead of making this movement free, which is one, sorry.
This one.
Yeah, this is 1, 2, and then 3. We combine all those movements, so it starts here. 1. Oh, there, she did it. So combine all those movements into one movement. Look how happy she is. She just learned it. Wow, so let's do it again. Observe what's happening. 3 movements in one instead of 3 different movements. Ashtanga, exhale. So in 1/2 a breath, 1 fluid half a breath, she's moved into Marichyasana D. Now the adjustment we want to make here is we want to try and give this leg down to the floor. So that would be, if I'm going to adjust, I would put my finger against her knee and say reach out. And if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to pull the femur forward out of her hip socket and ask her to press down. And probably what's going to happen is that sitting bone is going to lift. So she has a choice. She can either get the sitting bone down or the knee down. Posture generally would require, it's better if the knee is, the sitting bone's down, but also the knee wants to be supported. So I don't see too much problem here. It's pretty hard, but if somebody came to push the knee down and the sitting bone stayed down, it would be a problem. But as you see what's happening, I'm asking you to reach out and press down. That's as far as it goes down. And if I press down any more, then what I have to do is actually lift the sitting bone up, which is the way many people do it, with the leg down, the sitting bone up. But she's flexible enough that she can get both sitting bones down, but not flexible enough to get the knee down as well. So this is okay, as long as she doesn't, nobody comes and pushes down. That's when the problem will happen in the knee. Okay? Yeah. Good. And to release, what you do is when you release, and I always do this, you release, you bring my hand here. Then you can release safely. Mm-hmm. What I did this one time and just freaked Patabi Joyce out, was I was there and then I just opened up and I went, I was so tight in the posture, everything was so tight in that when it came apart, it just sprung out and it exploded. And Patabi Joyce went, and since then I put my hand on the knee, and that release, I could release slowly. So it wasn't a big spring out of or everything releasing, it was slow movement. So the hand being there allows me to then release instead of that happening. Okay, so I just encourage you to do that when you release. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah. If I'm not flexible enough, so if I do 2 actions, like I can more close growing, then I have more ability to close the floor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's better I 2 action to more close the floor, or it's better I just 1 action then, but I lift up more.
So you already know you can do it.
Yeah.
With 2 actions.
Okay.
This is the first day you've done this.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we just taught it before we came on the video. Mm-hmm. I showed her this movement. So she hasn't developed it yet, hadn't had to practice. Okay. Now you've learnt the movement. Okay. Practice it, and this leg will go down in a very short time, because you've already can do it. Okay. It's just a matter of practicing the movements, becoming more efficient at those movements, and it'll happen.
Okay.
Okay, so try it. And then occasionally do it 2 movements. You know, and then try 1. And you'll find it gets, like you were amazed how easy it was, how you were doing it. Your glow on your face was like, wow, I got a new toy. And so that happened, but now you just got to extend it and get the leg down. Okay.
Okay.
So hope you really enjoy that. I didn't show too many adjustments. Again, Marichyasana, I don't like to adjust too much. If I was going to do any adjustment, I'll show you this side, because I come here. Again, we're taking more movements. I take the hand down. I would take this leg out, get the person to lift, then take the body around and give me the hand. And here I would encourage, I would just try and lead and make sure the shoulders in front, take it back. So I don't want to start coming in and going, pulling somebody or putting my leg up and pulling them into the position. I don't advise that. It's possible to do it, but the chances of you injuring the person are there. And you know, if you only injure 1 person out of 1,000, it's 1 person too many. So you don't want to injure anybody. Allow the practice to develop. If a person is practicing, it will develop at its own rate. You don't have to speed up their practice. And in the process of speeding up the practice, damage them. Much better they learn to work with their abilities, and with practice. You know, this practice is very powerful of working with the breathing, and constantly doing it, the body will open up if done in the correct method. So try to avoid all this pulling. Okay. Thank you very much. Darby and Helen.